you say Jene awo. In the afternoon, you say Jene awia. In the evening, you say Jene ununo. And the response is medase or yeja, yenua, yena. In today's video, we are discussing greetings, its importance, its do's and don'ts in Ghana, in order not to be called rude or disrespectful. Remember to subscribe if this is your first time seeing my face for more information and content like this. I believe most of you already know that Machi, Maha, Majo, which mean good morning, good afternoon, and good evening respectively in Ghana, are the appropriate greetings. But did you know that there are so many ways you can go wrong with these greetings? Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine accompanied me to my hometown for a funeral. He's a Ghanaian, but not an Akan. When we got to my family house, we met two elderly women, and my friend, in a bid to prove that he can speak Twi fluently, greeted Machi. The women looked at him, shook their head, and one of them said, "Enen koda abadie, omuni efientiti baako say," which means children of today lack home training. My friend was perplexed, and he asked me what he did wrong. He only greeted. I'm going to share with you what I told him. He had a cap on. 2. He lifted his left hand. 3. He did not acknowledge their age or status. Ghanaians are a set of people who don't joke with their greetings at all. Greeting is a way of expressing respect, love, and showing others that you have no ill intentions towards them. Because of this, when someone has a problem with you, the number one way of expressing this is through how they greet you, or by deciding not to greet you at all. So, someone can deliberately greet with a certain attitude to communicate war or trouble. For example, Machi. People therefore pay attention to your words, tonation, and body language in order to match your energy when you greet them. Greeting, when done properly, can create bond and open so many doors for you. Let's take a look at some appropriate greetings among Akans in Ghana. Generally, Mechiao is a one-size-fits-all when it comes to greeting, but you can't just say that and leave it there. Instead, you can begin with Mepacho. So, Mepacho Mechiao or Mepacho Mechiao, and the response is Mejiuso or Mejiusu. Now, let's dive into the specifics. Instead of just saying Machi, Maha, Majo, depending on the time of the day, take into consideration the age, gender, and status of the person you are greeting. So for someone your age, you can say Minya Machi, or Minya Ba Maha, or Minya Berima Majo, and the response is Yenya. Nya means brother or sister. For a man old enough to be your father, you can still use the generic Mepacho Machi, Mepacho Maha, or Mepacho Majo, and it's acceptable. If you want to go extra, you can say Openi or Eja Machi. For extra, Eja Machi. For extra, Eja Mepacho Machi. For good morning, Openi Mepacho Maha in the afternoon, Openi Mepacho Maju in the evening. If there are two or more, you can say Mpenimfo or Ejanum. For an older woman, just replace the Eja or Openi with Ena or Mami. If there are two or more, Enanum. Ena means mother. Mami also means mother. And they can respond with Ya Meba, Ya Medeshe, Ya Menana, Ya Merua. Also, when you greet someone who is older than you, and you are a woman or a lady, they can respond Yena. Because in Akan culture, every woman is a potential mother. So regardless of your age, they can say Yena, and they are not wrong. So your age mate can respond Yena, and an older person can also respond Yena if you are a lady or a woman. Now, let's look at the other greetings you may or may not know about. We have Deye, which means sleep well or good night. Afishiapa or Afishiapo for festive seasons like the one we are in now. And the response is Afenkometu Yembiem. Afisese na yetinkwem. So to you, my wonderful family, afishiapo. We can also say afishiapa to a birthday celebrant or wutirinkwa, and the response to the former is midase and the latter is mitiridase. So you say tirinkwa and the person will say mitiridase. Greet kutemu when you meet someone in the middle of a meal, and the response is mikrem or mikutem. Moni ejuma to a worker or workers, and the response is ejuma ye. You can also greet ejuma or ejuma and the response is ejuma ye. Kutemu can also be used, and the response is mikutemu or mikrem. Ayiko, and they will respond yaje. When someone is bereaved, the greeting is yako or shedding or darikina or drie, and the response is midase. We greet wutirinkwa or efrimu when a person survives an accident or a woman gives birth, and the response is tiridase or midase. In case you are wondering why a new mother receives this kind of greeting, it is because we consider labor as a bridge between life and death. So coming back home alive means you are a survivor. Mema kose or kose, or mema udrie or drie, for a sick person, and the response is midase. When someone returns home from a journey, the greeting is akwaba, which is something almost all of you here have heard countless times, and the response is midase or yenia, yena, yeja, yewura. For someone who is traveling, we may say nantiye, and they reply yo or yenia, yena, yeja. When you are parting ways with a visitor in the morning, you say djene awo. In the afternoon, you say djene awia. In the evening, you say djene onunu, and the response is midase or yeja, yenia, yena. Back in the days when there was no electricity, people used to walk around with lanterns or other forms of light in the night. So when you meet someone with lights, you greet ago, ojao, and the response was ojankunamte. The only time it is forbidden to greet is when you are attending to nature's call. It is true that these days almost everybody speaks English, so you can greet good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And once you add please when in Ghana, it is acceptable. But trust me, when you greet natives in their own language, it strikes a chord, and the reception is warmer compared to greeting in English. And remember to check your attitude and manners when greeting. Do not greet with your left hand. Take off your hat if you are wearing one when greeting the elderly. If it is a group of people, especially during events like funerals, start from the right to the left. Do not use your left hand. If you find yourself in a setting where you have to bow, bend, kneel, or salute, do the needful. Kindly like this video for it to reach others who would also need this message or information. Once again, afishiapo.